Josh Green here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Sean O'Hagan here in Sheffield. We have GBM's next fight night on Friday night. How are we doing today, Sean?
Absolutely marvellous.
Good to hear. Big weekend for yourself in the gym with Reece, Mould and Maxi Hughes out on Friday night. Looking forward to getting back to winning ways on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, it's always now. I like it round local, you know. I mean, these big shows are okay, but you know, I like good, honest boxing, good, honest shows round good people, and really looking forward to this show. Really am.
Let's talk about Maxi first. For him, a chance to really get back into the mix. We know he wants to propel himself back up to that world title scene. How much do you think a win on Friday night will do towards going to that?
To be honest with you, I think it'll do him a world of good. I mean, the thing is with that America, you know, that last fight against Zapida, I don't know if you know about the antics and the trouble that we had over there, but you know, I mean, he landed literally 3-4 days before and had to fight. He lost 2 weeks of training. We didn't even know up until that point if he was going to fight or not, but it was just an absolute farce, you know. So that really did have a lot to do with it. He was mentally drained, he was physically drained, and then still expected to fight. But I think what we'll see now, we're over that, we're back home. He's got a good opponent in Estafios, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, cracking opponent. I think this will go a long way to putting him back where he belongs. You know, we'll get this one out of the way, hopefully. It's boxing, so anything can happen. And then we'll push on from there and see where we go, you know.
Maxi spent a fair bit of time over his career in the away corner, but you talk about that last trip to America. Was it always going to be a bit of an uphill battle against sort of the elements and the things that you have to go through as the away fighter?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, we're very, very well looked after. Lodi Bella did a fantastic job over there. Nice to be boxing in a nice place, around nice people again. It was just that business with authorities. I mean, we landed 2 weeks before. Maxi never came through customs. They turned him round, sent him back. He waited 10 days for an appointment with American Embassy. When he should have had his passport printed and his visas printed, they said, actually, he can't have it yet because we don't have a machine to print it. You'll have to come back Monday. Then he had to fly from there back over to Dublin, cross the border in Dublin, then fly from Dublin to Las Vegas. So he was physically drained, he was mentally drained, you know. But, you know, sometimes these things happen in boxing, don't they? Well, they happen quite a lot in boxing, to be honest with you, but yeah. So yeah, we're looking to get back to winning ways, get him back where he belongs. I think he's still got one good run in him, as Maxi.
Reece Mould against Ryan Walsh, a really, really exciting fight. Certainly could be a show stealer on Friday night. And we talk about opportunity with Maxi. This is a massive opportunity for Reece to really up his levels and put himself in a title picture.
Yeah, I mean, I think firstly, I think he would have done by with the Cully fight in Dublin. I think even if you looked over at Cully's corner after the fight, you know, even he didn't believe he'd won. There was nobody more surprised in there than Cully. But again, we're away from home, local commission. During Rules meeting, I was shot down every time I asked a question. And then the head of the commission after the fight smirked in my face and laughed at me. So, you know, again, you're a away fighter, but putting that to one side, big opportunity for Reece, get him back where he belongs, get him back on that stage, and I do believe that we'll get his ranking back if he comes through this fight against Ryan Walsh, who, incidentally, very, very good fighter. I've known Walsh brothers now for quite a while. I do like him. It's hard to find any needle, but I'm sure we'll find a little bit of something for him, you know. But yeah, good fight. It could be fight at night. Either he's or Maxi's, any of them could be fights at night. So I'm really looking forward to it.
At the weekend, of course, we saw Josh Warrington back in the ring against Anthony Cacace. Just first of all, your reflections on what we saw in the ring as far as the display goes from Josh.
Yeah, I mean, I think with boxing, it's one of them things, you know. Any other job you're allowed a bad day at work. Boxing, unfortunately, you've got everybody in that world watching you, and you're not allowed it. I think he was lacking that little bit of snap. maybe we should
The weight, do you think?
No, I don't think it will wait. I think we maybe on reflection we could have done things a little bit differently and pressed him a little bit more. But you know, he's 33 and every fight it's been an hard fight. He's been very entertaining throughout his career. He's not shied away from fighting anybody. Maybe it's the end, maybe it's not. You never know. If, you know, you get an offer come in and you think, well, do you know what? That's a real fight. Then he might change his mind. But as it is now, he's put everything into the game and he's looking forward to retirement.
I was going to say, he obviously put his gloves down in the middle of the ring, and I think a lot of people took that as this is the end of the in-ring career, at least for Josh Warrington. Is that how you see it, or?
I don't know really. I mean, it's hard to tell with Josh. There's nobody knows him better than me. He might wake up tomorrow morning and decide, you know what, maybe that was my first fight at Super Feather. I needed a fight in between to season himself at that weight, you know. But we never ever know. We can never say never, can we?
I guess with Josh as well, I know he's been dipping his hand in the sort of promoters basket. He's obviously been involved in the gym a long time. I'm sure he'd be welcome back there in a training capacity. He's got things to go to if he does decide to hang up the gloves.
Oh yeah, he's got things that'll keep him busy, like, you know. So it's he's got twin girls. He's got another little one up way due around Christmas. So I don't think he'll be making a decision anytime soon. You know, I think it'll be let's get little in here and see what goes from there. You know.
I know you probably wouldn't have kept too much of an eye on it, but Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, I think a lot of people seeing a huge shock there with the way Daniel Dubois dealt with Anthony Joshua, maybe the way we expected Joshua to deal with Dubois. What were your reflections and what you saw in the ring?
To be honest with you, I was speaking to Dubois' trainer beforehand. They were very, very confident. They kind of indicated how they were going to approach it. Daniel Dubois is an handful. And you know, he came forward, throwing bombs. He's one of them fighters where he don't overthink anything, he just gets stuck in, does as he's told, doesn't he really? I think the only way to fight Anthony Joshua is to ruffle him, put pressure on him. Don't give him time, don't give him distance. So I think game plan wise they got it absolutely bang on. I still believe it could have been anybody's fight. I mean, you saw AJ come out and land them couple of big right hands and stiffen him up. Just unfortunately, you know, that time up night he couldn't capitalise on that, so it went Dubois' way. But listen, it's a big money division, isn't it? So we don't know. I believe there were a rematch clause written in there. Whether they execute that, I don't know. But it's I quite fancied Dubois from outset, to be honest with you, personally.
We saw a couple of maybe uncharacteristic things from Anthony Joshua, sort of sticking his tongue out. I know in the corner he said, referring to Dubois, he said he's shit. After the third round, he'd been knocked down a couple of times by then. From a trainer's point of view, would that be sort of a difficult thing to deal with?
Is that what he said? I didn't see that. We actually came away to get Reece Mould back to the hotel. I think when you're making statements like that, you know, I think it's it can be a little bit of a mask. Can't it? You're almost trying to talk yourself back into a fight, aren't you? You know. So, but listen, it's hard. It's all right us study giving opinion, but when you're in there, it's the loneliest place in the world. You've got the man in opposite corner wants to do your damage. You do whatever you can. You do whatever you can. If you have to talk yourself into it, talk yourself into it. You know. But much like to see him come out and stick to a game plan, I'm sure Ben Davison's game plan weren't what we saw on Saturday night.
Cheers for your time, Sean. Really appreciate it, and best of luck on Friday.
Anytime. Thank you very much.